making distasteful jokes as his role in our economy. You know, what a bunch of suckers we all are. I don't have the quotes offhand, but he was at the World Bank already in the early 90s, 1991 as the chief economist, I believe. And he got caught with the memo. There's a scandal at the time, joking about how they should poison the third world, joking about how they already poisoned the first world, but that's a long-term poisoning so they can milk the cancer money, as many Yeah,
and he wrote a memo about this. And now we'll ship all the toxic waste to Latin America and kill them. That's what he says. Yeah, of course, 1/3 of the Mexican babies in Mexico City are now born with that disorder where their brain is only developed to a STEM level and they're a zombie. Literally, look it up. Oh, it's a nice little gift from little environmentalist, the trendy. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But he's got a sarcastic memo about how they have to kill the third world more quickly because they don't live as long and so many infants die and everything. But they have to do it in a way that they could profit, he talks about in this memo. Him and his buddy... No. That's the trifecta. Profit while taking over and killing people. The profiting off the killing is the fun. And so now it's become an issue in the media. Just a small little blurblet. Well, it's just whoever we get at the World Bank has to be a psychopathic killer. I mean, it's either him or Hillary, who got the Margaret Sanger Award for her foreign policy work. The State Department, as you know, is dedicated to reducing third world population.
Yeah, you've got a copy of the memo right here. Let's document cam that for people.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you go. Keep going, Aaron.
Well, Hillary Clinton pushes vaccines and food as a weapon ever since the Henry Kissinger memo in the 70s. You know, he was Secretary of State at the same time he was...
Which is all on record.
And that's what...
Tell folks what you've now found about Bill Gates' daddy, the former head of Planned Parenthood, who said that they would engineer things into our food in that memo to sterilize people. That memo is helpful that we just showed a few weeks ago. But you've got this new report. They're out of Salon. Tell folks about that. We only got a minute.
It's a new old report, of course. I mean, but Bill Gates' father, William Gates Sr., has been involved not only in Planned Parenthood, but the PATH Program for Appropriate Technology and Health, the Alan Guttmacher Institute, John Hopkins Population Dynamics, and a whole bunch of other total eugenics programs for decades and decades. This is an elitist from a wealthy family. I don't know what the scam is, but Bill Gates did not pop out of nowhere.
Well, then you got the 18 mil for the first GMO research.
Oh, that's right. They paid big money, built brand new facilities at the University of Washington to lure in the top biotech in the mid-90s. This was before Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation was even set up.
No, he's doing what Daddy wants.
His own foundation.
Daddy wants to help.
So we all wonder why Bill Gates has all these shares in Monsanto and has all this newfound...
And is always saying get rid of people, but he's got a shot he wants you to take. He's all for mandatory vaccination.
The point is they've been behind this biotech stuff for a long time, and now they won't even say GMO. They want to say high-tech agriculture, another deception to try to get us to not...
But, Aaron, just because it sterilizes all the rodents and kills the bees, I mean, it's good for you. Aaron? All right, we're taking first-time callers in this first 30 minutes, and I need to give the number out. It's 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. The article we were talking about is out of Salon. It's actually from 1998. Is Bill Gates a closet liberal? And it's like, oh, he funds gun bans, gun control. He wants to reduce population. Oh, it's so liberal to want to disarm people and have them not have babies. It's so liberal. Thought it was Nazi, but I guess the Nazis learned from all these guys, actually, so... And Gates Sr. on the National Board of Planned Parenthood. Oh, so loving. So loving. But he's got a shot for you. He wants to force you to eat GMO and lobbies that it not be labeled because he cares. Got an expert on Agenda 21 join us in about 30 minutes and a bunch of news I haven't gotten to yet on the Paul campaign. And a lot more, but let's go to your calls as promised right now. Let's go to Tom in New York. Tom, you're on the air. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello, sir. You're on the air.
Hi, Alex.
Hey.
I tried sending Aaron Dykes some important stuff that I just came into possession with. I work for a small security company in upstate New York, and we were just assigned posts at power stations and substations all across upstate New York.
Well, that might be because people are stealing all the copper wire. I mean, did they give you a cover story of why?
Supposedly it was because some mass power outage.
Has there been a power outage lately up there?
No, not here. Not in New York. I mean, this place is literally 4 miles from my home where I was sent. And it's a...
Well, what is a security guard going to do to stop a power outage? You're not an engineer working on it. That's controlled by computers and central systems. Are they implying somebody's going to attack the power plant?
That's what I'm wondering, if that was the whole premise of sending us there. This thing is out in the middle of a field, in the middle of no man's land. There's at least 7 cameras, 8 cameras, watching this thing 24/7 with motion sensors on them. Are
they sending you to all the facilities or just this one?
Well, I was sent to this particular one near my home. There was another one in Dansville. There was a total of 8 that I was told where we were sent.
Could have been a threat to it. You know, usually you don't hear about real threats. You know, the stage stuff you hear about, but there's all sorts of stuff going on. You know, farmer employee threatens to blow it up. They don't want to freak people out. It could bring down the power grid in that area. I mean, normally if they actually are doing stuff behind the scenes, there might actually be something going on. You know, they're saying brace for Iranian attack. Just like I was telling you months ago, they're really hyping this up, and they could stage it. The Iranians could actually do it. Now they have said that the bombing of some Israeli facilities in other countries is an Israeli false flag. And generally the Iranians will take credit for things they do. So I don't know what the truth is. I just know this: the government's going to use whatever happens to take my rights while the border stays wide open.
No. That's what I love.
Let me ask you a question. Other guys that you work with, are they starting to wake up to things?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've talked to all my coworkers pretty much, and they know what's going on.
Yeah, I noticed it went from cops getting mad at me 8 years ago when I go to New York for 9/11 to people buying me dinner and patting me on the back, and the firefighters saluting us when we're out there for 9/11 Truth. And now the cops are coming out and saying the government covered up the dust as a union. The union should have done that 9 years ago. But again, just stop letting the system run over you. God bless you, sir. What was the subject line of that? And I'll have Aaron try to look it up. He's been finishing this documentary, Smoothing It Out, that we're going to premiere this Sunday. So he's been real busy. But what was the subject line?
Everything.
What was it?
I have the photos and actually the address to this. So, I mean,
all right, we'll look it up.
A little over and the GCN Radio Network.
Here is the insane news from Infowars.com. Now, Twitter admits copying smartphone address books without telling the owners as Apple announces crackdown. And, of course, Apple and the phone camera that they load onto their phones and many others has helped people get robbed and mugged and burgled because it encodes your GPS location in the photo. And they've got other systems, you know, when you sign up for different social networks that end up telling people where you're at. And then now they're trying to make it where you can't opt out. That's what Google's saying. And again, it's about just training you. There is no privacy. You will be tracked. Giving you these GMO food, giving you these electronics, giving you the water. All of it piggybacked with Trojan horses. You think it's a gift? Yeah, it's got a bunch of soldiers that are going to slit your throat in the dead of night in it. Little bioweapons, little chemical weapons, little electronic trackers. Remember I'd tell you in 1996, because it was all in the Congressional Act, the Telecommunications Act, that all cell phones by 2001, October 1st, would have to be satellite GPS coordinated through the towers and tracked, and that your phone had to be able to be turned on by remote. They gave them 5 years to get that ready. And I'd tell people, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Then in about 2005, it was time to announce it to the slaves. And they said, yeah, everything you do is being tracked. The government dials in when your phone's even off, listens to you. That's freedom. Shut up. The TSA is going to be groping your wife. Us listening to you without warrants is the least of your problems. We're pushing boundaries here. How does a pimp break a woman? He beats her and makes her submit. Remember an HBO show, how much do you pay your girls? I pay them nothing. They're lucky if they get some Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's the government. Just shut up. We're going to grope your family now. But you run al-Qaeda. It's admitted. Shut up, traitor. drink some fluoride. And the little TSA guys are just frying in there with all the radiation, just loving it. 7-8-fold in cancer on record, Boston Logan Airport cover-up, and they get to die and go into graves as well. They just celebrate it, just celebrating the mass insanity. 9 out of 10 reactors now leaking across the world. They don't even care about releasing radiation now. They're turning the alarms off in places like San Diego, saying we'll just let radiation come out now from the reactors. It's just party time, yeah. Woo, it's fun to be a New World Order eugenics kingdom with psycho-eugenicist crazies jacking the food and water. Okay, I said I'd go to your calls, and then here's some of the news I'm going to cover. Exclusive. Clinton in talks about possible move to World Bank. Yeah, because they actually run the countries now in Europe, and us. China says next World Bank president should be selected on merit, not nationality. China lends more than $75 billion to Latin America, more than the U.S. and the European Exim Bank combined. It's all about loaning fiat money to countries. They give them zeros and ones in a computer, and they get all the raw resources. That's why the bankers run things. That's why they laugh at us. It's all a big hoax. You don't need to be a president now. You want to be a central bank head, because now they appoint central bank heads over governments like Greece and Italy. Oh, your prime minister, your president is now a banker. And the news says it's good to be run by a banker sent by private banks. And it's the media just goes, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's world government. But the ADL comes out and says, watch Alex Jones and Ron Paul. They're talking about bankers, not allowed to. It's evil. And the general public, the yuppies go, that's right. Destroy my way of life. Enslave me. I'm trendy. I do what the Southern Poverty Law Center says and what Chris Matthews says. Here's another one. China reduces holdings of U.S. Treasuries, the lowest level since June of 2010, so they continue to buy less and less. So the Federal Reserve just monetizes it, which devalues it. And then here's a London Independent story. Rothschild loses libel case. And I already covered this a week ago, but this new article says, and reveals secret world of money and politics. There's a secret world with the Rothschilds at the center, buying and selling prime ministers and presidents and Russian oligarchs and coal mines in Indonesia. And I mean, there's like secret mega elite. Well, the Southern Poverty Law Center said the Rothschilds don't exist. I mean, I heard Limbaugh 15 years ago say the CFR didn't exist. Now, because folks know it exists, he says it exists but has no power. And he says so it doesn't. And I'm not attacking him. I think it's reasonable to say it doesn't exist. So, a secret world of, oh my God. But there's no such thing as Bilderberg. I mean, the New York Times 3-4 years ago said, I'm insane, and I was in Virginia in a park on the private property of the Marriott Conference 5-star hotel. And it said I was running around in the woods having a full-on schizophrenic breakdown. There was no Bilderberg there. I mean, I know I talk about this a lot because they said that was not there. I mean, there were armored limousines, Marines, people being arrested, guys pulling guns, troops flipping us off, helicopters, Secret Service, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, while the whole news is saying they've disappeared in Virginia. No one knows. I call the media, and they go, yeah, we know they're there. Click. All the media says they don't know where they are, meeting at the Bilderberg. The media liked being part of keeping everybody in the dark and going for a whole day. Jeepers creepers, we don't know where they are tonight or the next day. And, of course, the entire whore media knew. They had a lot of the top